Hi everyone, and welcome to today's pick a card reading. This is a super quick reading today, guys. I am using Oracle only. I am talking you up. I am making you feel good. Guys, this is your best qualities. 3 piles today. As usual, the timestamps will be in the description box as well as the comment section. Let's get into it. Let's get into your piles. Here they are. Hey there, pile number 1. So we are looking at your best qualities, and this is just a quick oracle reading today, as I mentioned in the introduction. So your cards, we have happiness, divination, fertility, agreement, trust, attraction, and we have affection and productivity. Okay, starting off with the happiness card, guys. You guys are a happy bunch. I think people can really feel that energy off you. You guys are always trying to stay positive, and you just have that happy sort of go-lucky vibe about you. Now, we have agreement here as well. So I feel like for a lot of you, you're very agreeable, but also I think you guys are good with some kind of agreement in terms of like contracts and things like that. This is what this card is making me feel. Some of you may be in that field of work where you deal with a lot of contracts, so whether you're signing or whether you are handing out the contracts, right? You know, you could be in law, for instance. You could be a real estate agent or something, for instance. Whatever that is, possibly for you. This won't be for everybody, though, of course. So, yeah, I do feel like you guys deal with a lot of those types of things. Now, also... Also, I feel like you guys are sort of like the peacekeepers as well. So with that happy energy, I feel like you guys, you know, are always wanting to keep the peace. So I feel if there are any disagreements around you or arguments or anything like that, I think you guys are quick to dispel them or to sort of, you know, tone down the heat and things like that, you know. So I think you guys are a little bit like that, like the peacekeepers. We have divination here as well, guys. So you could be very good with divination itself. You may be a tarot reader. You may be working with other forms of divination, like tea or coffee reading, or, you know, maybe you work with a crystal ball, which is on the card there, or maybe you work with a pendulum, something like that. But you know, you guys could just be in general good with your inner knowing, and you know, you may sort of get a sense of what's to come and things like that, and you guys really follow your intuition and things like that moving forward. Now we have trust here as well. You guys are very trustworthy. So I do feel like trust is something here that, you know, people can count on you. People come to you because they see that trust in you. And I feel like that works in terms of the agreement as well. So I feel like you pair up with the agreement card quite well there in terms of, you know, people are happy to work with you on projects and things like that. People want to collaborate with you. People are happy to sign up with you and things like that because they see that trust in you. And I think that works well too, because I think you sort of give off that, you know, happy vibe as well, so people can see that that positivity within you. We also have fertility, so I feel like you guys, now this could be in the literal sense, so maybe you guys want to have children, or you already have children, so you could be very good mothers or fathers, so parenthood could be something that, you know, really plays a big role in your life, but if it's not in the literal sense, you guys are very good at you know, coming up with ideas for things, and you're always coming up with new things and new ways of doing things, all that kind of stuff. Like a watermelon has a lot of seeds, I feel like you guys are always planting these little seeds here and there of things that you're working on or you want to do, and you always have those ideas. And I just heard from the castle. What was the character's name? If you're not from Australia, The Castle is a very iconic Australian movie, and there was a character in it, I just have to think of his name. Dale, that's right, Dale. He was one of the sons of the main character, and he would come up with all these different really funny, unique ideas of, you know, creations and things that he would make. Like, for instance, his dad, to wash his car, Dale... It's supposed to be funny though, right? So Dale took the end off a broom, and where the hole is for the stick, he basically put a hose inside the hole so that his dad could scrub the car down, as well as you know, water it at the same time. So and the father basically had a line that he would always use throughout the film, and he would say, Dale, he's an ideas man. So you guys might be the ideas people. You're always having that light bulb going off on top of your head. We have attraction here as well. So I feel, you know, you guys are very attractive inside and out. Not just that though, in terms of, you know, beauty, but I think you guys attract a lot of things to you. Again, I'm feeling with that fertility, you guys could attract a lot of ideas, but also a lot of, I'm feeling like, good luck or like abundance or something like that, I'm kind of feeling too. So it's sort of like, you know, you attract a lot of different things with that divination there as well. You know, you could be attracting different kinds of energy in terms of the spiritual realm. Maybe you work with spirits or something like that. Maybe you're a medium. Maybe you are into that kind of thing, or maybe it's just you and your connection with your spirit guides. Yeah, so I do feel like a lot of people are attracted to you, once again, because of your energy and because of those wonderful traits here that you do have. And so you attract a lot of things to you. And what else do we have here? So we have affection here as well. Do you feel like you're a very affectionate person? But I'm looking at this mirror here with the cat, with the black cat in it. And that's making me think of... now I have never owned a cat, but I so I'm not, you know, I'm not an expert on cats or anything, but I do know that you know, they do sort of get a bit they don't always, you know, give away their love and affection, you know, to just anybody or at any time. You know, there's only certain times where it's like, you know, you can pat me now, but then seconds later they can be like, no, don't pat me, you know, like, so I think they're good with boundaries, and you might be good with boundaries too, but I think it's making me think as well of the movie Meet the Parents, and I don't know if you guys have seen that, but they're basically, there was a gentleman in it, played by Robert De Niro, who was the father of, you know, a daughter and a son. And anyway, he's one of the main characters in the film, and he is looking after his daughter's cat, and he's grown to really care for this cat, and they've you know, sort of built a special bond. And one of the things he says is, and this is not to, you know, put shame on dogs or dog lovers, because, you know, I absolutely love dogs, but his line is, you know, see, a dog will come to you with its tail between its legs, you know, if it's done something wrong, but a cat will make you work for its affection, right? So I kind of think like that's a little bit like you guys. Maybe you've been working on building up those boundaries, and you're really good with like who you give your energy out to, right? Again, working with that attraction card. So it's like you're not just attracting anything, or you're not just you know, the people that are attracted to you aren't just, you know, taking and taking and taking. I think maybe you've built those boundaries up. I also think, sorry, affection. Did I say attract? Yes, we have the attraction card and the affection. Sorry, I'm getting confused now, guys. Moving on. So, another thing too is this makes me think of, because it's the mirror, it makes me think of self-love. So I think that you guys have a lot of affection for yourselves, and I don't think that that affection is in an egotistic way at all. Okay, I think that, you know, you guys just have learned to love yourselves in a very healthy way. And I think that, you know, a lot of people see that as well. And I think you can see that in a lot of people, you know, the people that do appreciate themselves, the people that have put a lot of effort into loving themselves and caring for themselves. You can tell, right? And I think that's part of what attracts people to you as well. So, we have productivity as the final card here, and so you guys are very productive, you get things done, you know, and with all those ideas and things, if you're resonating with that in terms of fertility, I feel like, you know, as soon as you get those ideas, you guys are working on it straight away. You know, it's like, I want to get to work. Or if you don't have the capability to, you know, sometimes we can't jump on an idea straight away, but you've got that sort of like almost antsy energy of like, you know, I just really want to, you know, I want to get going on this. You know, if you're resonating with this being in terms of your placement perhaps in your company or wherever you work, you know, I think you're one of these people that really gets the job done quickly, efficiently, and so on and so forth. You may even be a leader in your, you know, workplace, and, you know, you've got a really good way of getting your team to be productive, if there are people working underneath you. So yeah, guys, this was your reading. I really hoped that it helped, and I hope that you guys got a nice little you know, boost of energy there from a positive reading about the great qualities about you. Wonderful people. Lovely to have you guys here. I hope to see you on the next one. If you like my channel, please like and subscribe. I do really appreciate it. And you know, if you want to leave a comment down in the comment section, please do that as well. Take care, guys, and I will hopefully see you on the next reading. Bye. Hey there, pile 2. Welcome to your reading. So we are looking at your best qualities. Okay, guys, for your cards we have wholeness, productivity, healing, gratitude, energy, attraction, cleansing, and duality. Now, productivity was a card that came through in the first pile, so, you know, if you felt called to the first pile, you may want to listen. But, you know, guys, honestly, if you weren't drawn to that pile at all, there's no need to listen, okay? It's just for a small few. So let's start with wholeness. So I feel like you guys, you know, have really figured out yourselves and as a whole, and I think you're really feeling content in who you are, and I think people can see that as well. Oh, we had attraction as well in pile number 1, so there you go. Sorry, yeah. Anyways, so, you know, I think that you guys have really worked on yourselves and your whole self, and there's a feeling of like understanding of all the aspects of you, which is really great. And I like the fact that we have duality there as well, because I feel like you guys have worked on you know, your light and dark sides. So maybe you did some kind of, I mean, you know, you could have gone and done a dark night of the soul type kind of thing, worked on your shadow, all that sort of stuff, you know, and, you know, there's an equal balance now of the two. And that goes along with that healing card as well. So you guys may have done a lot of healing work on yourselves, and you're reaping the rewards from that now. And there may have been a lot of things that you guys have had to go through as well, to put you into this, you know, point of healing and going through those motions. And I think you guys have got a lot of gratitude for life now, and for even the small things, because of what, you know, some of you have been through. And I think you also could be very healing for other people, or maybe for some of you even this is your, you know, this is your job, this is what you do. So maybe you're a healer, or maybe you do something, could even be a doctor, right, that helps people heal in some form. But I feel like in general, if that's not the case, you know, people are drawn to your healing energy. And if you're not resonating necessarily with, you know, projecting that out into the world, I think people can just see how you've healed, and, you know, that sort of comforts them in a way, and they sort of think, well, if, you know, pile 2 can get through this, or, you know, work on themselves and get to this level and this point, then, you know, maybe so can I. And I feel like with that attraction card, people are very drawn to you for these reasons. You know, it's something that, you know, people keep sort of getting pulled into with your energy for. And we have energy there. So I do think you guys do put out a lot of positive, wonderful energy. And I'm looking at the 2 cards there, the productivity and the energy card with the orange, that beautiful vibrant orange, and I think that has to do a lot with your energy as well. So I think you guys are very vibrant, bright, perhaps even like bubbly, right, people, you know, that people like to spend a lot of time with. And I just heard juicy for some of you, so I'll leave that where it lies. So yes, so I think this is, you know, really just sort of, you've sort of come full circle, I feel like, a bit. Again, going back to that duality card, I'm kind of seeing the world card now, you know, how it's sort of about the completion of a cycle, and perhaps you've been through many cycles with that healing card, but, you know, the more and more you've worked on things, the more you've grown, and the more you've been able to understand yourself, thus the wholeness, right? And with wholeness too, and that gratitude being below it, I heard humble. So you guys may be very humble people as well, and people can see that in you as well, and that also attracts people to you. But with attraction as well, I think you are energy attractors. We have the energy card next to it, and I think that you guys do attract a lot of good energy towards you as well. And remember, what we put out into the universe, we get back. So if you're putting out all that positive energy, you're getting that back. Now, we do also have cleansing. So yeah, again, I do feel this does make me feel like you guys maybe have been through it at some points in your life, but, you know, you've gotten to the end of it all, and you've done the healing work, and, you know, again, you're at that point of gratitude, but you've done a lot of cleansing. And this could be in many different ways, right? This could be symbolic cleansing in terms of, like, you know, maybe you've you know, gotten rid of environments, situations, people that didn't serve you. You know, this even could be in the physical sense. Maybe you did a body cleanse, you know, and you're a lot healthier now in terms of your physical body. It could be a lot of things, right? But I feel like you guys have really detoxed. You've worked on yourselves. You've, you know, gotten comfortable with that dark and light side, and you're now able to sort of see yourself as a whole and understand yourself much better. And I think that is a really, really great thing to have accomplished. So this was your reading, guys. As I said, super quick from the intro, and I hope that this resonated with you. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed my channel, if you enjoyed this reading, and I will hopefully see you on the next one. Take care. Bye. Hey, pile 3, we are on to you, and we are asking, what are your best qualities? So let me talk you up. So we have memory, guys. I feel like you guys have a very good memory, so that is really handy for you as well. Maybe you work with numbers or something like that. You're really good at remembering numbers, you know, and you know, I have a family member who, you know, used to be able to always remember, I'm sure he still can, but used to be able to remember exact dates for things, and he'd be like, oh yeah, in 1993, 3rd of September that happened and this happened, and it's like, how do you know that? How do you remember that? But maybe you guys have a memory like that, and you're really good with working with numbers or something, or it just in general, your memory and your reflexes maybe and things like that is really good. Maybe you'd like to play a lot of those brain games and stuff like that. We also have focus there as well. Oh, sorry, with the memory card also too, I'm kind of getting that, this could be making memories as well. So maybe you're someone who, can get really nostalgic, and you appreciate being able to make memories. And so you like to do that a lot, because I'm looking at that book and it's making me think of keeping track, like a diary maybe, or maybe even a scrapbook of memories and things that you're making with people, and when you're having fun and stuff like that. And I think a lot of people around you appreciate that, if you resonate with that part. So for instance, if you captured pictures from a certain function or a family event or something, and people go, oh, we don't have any pictures from that day, and then you bring out your scrapbook and you're like, I do, and everyone goes, oh wow, and and they're able to reminisce on that day. So I think you could be somebody like that. But we have focus. You guys are able to really hold your focus, and that is such a great quality to have, because obviously that keeps us on track. It keeps us, on what we're meant to be doing at the time. I think you guys, are very grounded as well. So I think you're able to really stay grounded, which is great. But you're able to focus on what's important at the time. For you, or whatever it is that you're needing to focus on, and that is such a really great quality to have as well. So we have refinement. Now there's a few things I'm getting with the refinement card. So I think for some of you, first of all, I think you could be sort of somebody who is very refined, so you enjoy the finer things in life. So that could be for some of you as well. Maybe you're very well versed in, certain etiquettes and things like that, different cultures, all that kind of thing. And, their practices and stuff like that. Also, too, I'm seeing refinement in terms of, I think you guys have sort of worked on your selves and sort of refined yourselves to a version of yourselves that you're really appreciating right now, and I think a lot of other people are too. And I'm sort of feeling that pairs up with the transition card. So I feel like you guys may have gone through a lot of transitions in your life, and I'm sort of seeing like the butterfly effect now, where it's like the caterpillar goes into the cocoon and then turns into the butterfly, and you guys may have had a lot of moments or parts of your life like that. And I think that's really helped to shape you into the person that you are today. And I think that you've been able to sort of filter out the unnecessary and keep, only what was needed and what was good for you. So, for example, maybe you had some bad habits and you went, okay, I'm not doing those things anymore. I'm leaving that behind, and you've left it behind. And, now you're focusing on, the good habits that you have, and you've, really put a lot of your energy into those, and it's really transformed you, right? So also with refinement, I'm thinking some of you guys could also be a perfectionist as well. So some of you may be a bit of a person who likes things a certain way, or you keep working at something until it's just right. And I think that works well with the focus card as well, because I think once you're focused on something, you keep going and you keep at it and you keep at it until you get to a point where you're really happy with it, whether that's, it could be anything, right, guys? And we have affection here too. So I think, again, with that refinement, like I said, I think you guys, and I did mention this in the other pile that had this card about, self-love, but I'm really feeling it with you guys a lot more. And I think that you guys have really done a lot of work on self. And I think that the affection that you now have for yourself is 10 times more than perhaps it was in the past. And I think you guys have really worked on that, and now you're looking in the mirror at a version of yourself that you really, really like. And I think people can see that as well. They can see the self-love and the care that you've put into yourself. you could also be a very affectionate person, and people see that as well, and they like that side of you. So we have hope here as well. And I think with all of that transitional energy, with all of those, you know, like I said, moments where maybe you've had to adapt and change, and you've kept going, you know, despite the changes and challenges and things like that, you've held the hope. And I think that's really helped you get to where you are right now. But I think in general, you're just a hopeful person. So maybe you sort of, you know, you sort of project out that energy where, you know, people can see that you're always more optimistic, and, you know, always hoping for the better outcomes and things like that. And, you know, trying to just generally stay positive. And I think, you know, a lot of people can see that as well. And maybe people even turn to you for that kind of energy, you know, when maybe they're feeling a bit down, or they're feeling, you know, like, you know, the optimism and the positivity isn't really there, and they're not seeing, you know, the good side of a situation. They'll come to you, and you can spread a bit of that hope. We also have communication and wholeness. I'll start with wholeness because of what we've already just talked about. So again, I think you've sort of entered this time where, you know, you've accepted your whole self. And I did speak about that in another pile as well. I can't remember the pile now. But, you know, I think you have accepted that whole self. And, you know, as I said with that refinement card, you sort of worked on yourself until, you know, you've gotten to a point where you're looking in the mirror and you can, you know, see somebody that you're really happy with, and, you know, you're fond of. Wholeness is also making me think, I'm actually feeling a bit of abundance here as well. So you guys could be, you know, reaping a lot of abundance. But I think if you know, that is the case, if you feel like, you know, you've been very lucky in your life, or you feel like now, you know, you're reaping those rewards and things like that, I think a lot of that has come from that focus that that great quality of focus that you have, and, you know, also the fact that, you know, you've got a lot of self-love, and, you know, you've held a lot of hope and things like that. Like I said, you're a very positive, I feel, person. And I'm looking at that yellow as well. I have to point out the yellow because that just makes me feel really happy. And I think you could be a really happy person too. Like, again, people see that energy about you. But I do think perhaps, you know, and I'm looking at the number 33 too. So, you know, the abundance could be something too that is present, or, you know, prevalent even in your life. We have communication too, guys, so you could be good communicators. Again, I did say with the hope card, I feel like people may be like coming to you. Maybe you're a good pep talker, you know. People feel down or something, and you say, hey, you know, here's the positive side. Keep that chin up. But also too, you know, you know, you could be the life of the party. People love inviting you to things because, you know, you've got great stories to tell. You're a great, you know, sort of communicator at the table, like a dinner table, for example. You know, you sort of like, if there's a moment of silence, peace and quiet, you're able to sort of jump in there and sort of break that ice and get the conversation going. Also too, this could be a part of your job, your daily job, your career. So you could be working in some kind of job that requires you to have good communication. You could be, you know, working on phones a lot, you know, answering phones and things like that, making phone calls. You know, you could be like a salesperson, sales rep or something like that. I mean, it could be anything, guys. Also, you could be doing, you know, public speaking, anything, right? But I do feel like, and communication, you know, I do feel like, oh, it wasn't your pile. That's interesting. That's interesting. So we had divination in pile number 1, which is very interesting. And we had the happiness card too. So maybe you were drawn to pile number 1. But it's so funny because I was about to say, maybe you're really good at communicating with spirits and things like that. If that's something that, you know, you're getting into the spiritual side of things, that might be something that you're very good at, like a medium, for example. Anyways, that's interesting that I just pulled that up, thinking that that was your pile and it wasn't. So we also have, you know, the ink here, right, with the quill. So that's making me think of, you know, you guys may not necessarily be verbally communicating, but you may be good writers, so authors of books. You may be poets, you may be songwriters. Oh, singers, guys, you could be singers as well, you know, anything that has to do with communication. But I feel like you've got that down pat. You're really good. And I just want to point out, I've just thought about it too, with communication and focus. I feel like when you, and this goes with refinement as well, when you converse with people, I think you're really good at maintaining like eye contact and having that that really solid conversation with somebody where they can tell that you're listening, right? So you may be really good listeners as well, guys. But I think people can tell when they talk to you that you've got that etiquette. This is what I'm talking about with refined, right? And I think in social situations you're really good at this, and people are like, oh, this person, you know, they look you dead in the eye when you're talking with them, so they're really listening, you know, I can tell they're listening. And you know, you're really good at keeping that focus held within a conversation, as well as you are with your, you know, speech and articulation and whatever else you want to say there, but manners and things like that. Wow, guys, that was your reading. So I really hope that this was good. It resonated for you. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy my channel, if you enjoy my content and today's reading. And leave me a comment if this did resonate for you, or if you would like to say hello, or if you'd like to say anything else. Of course, I'm up for reading anything that you would like to put down. Take care, guys. I will hopefully see you on the next reading. Bye.